So let me tell you how this nigga got into my whole friend circle. Like, so I had went to a school. I went to Willem Round. Okay, so I went to Willem Round. We stayed on the south side. I went to Willem Round. Uh, Another nigga stayed on the south side. I went to Willem Round and shit too. And you know that shit, that shit caused a lot of problems. But no, so we going to Willem Round and shit. Mind you, I do remember this nigga. I do remember him. But so we was in middle school and shit. Well, he was in middle school, high school, high school. He'd have been in first year in high school, so he was his first year in high school, and he ran. And I seen him and his sister in the projects. Mind you, I seen his sister first. I ain't know him and her was brother and sister though. Like I thought that, people walk through the projects all the time, but so I ain't know they was related. But I thought they was just cool or kicked it with each other or something like that. But no, so and she was the first one to approach me. I talked to her. Uh, I ain't gonna say nobody names, but I was talking to her, and I ain't gonna lie, she was acting a little fast with it. Um, for somebody that was supposed to be 12 years old. uh, but no, yeah, came up and talked to me and she was like, I remember you. He was like, I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, nigga, we used to kick it in middle school and shit. I was like, oh, word? And I thought back and I was like, oh, I do remember seeing this nigga in middle school. I'm like, oh, shit, this nigga, he know what he talking about. Mind you, we both supposed to be in the ninth grade. I ain't been in school for 2 years. So, like, I ain't never even registered, let alone showed up. But, yeah. So he tell me that shit, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that could possibly be true. I remember seeing you, like, on a daily and shit like that. But, no, that shit ain't never happened. We ain't never kicked it. Nigga, the most that happened, nigga, I sat at that nigga table at lunch. And he was in house R. I was in house W. We had separate lunches. It's funny. Our house, like the wings of the building, wing W and wing R, house W, house R, nigga, they had a beef. They had a whole ass motherfucking beef, nigga. That's why they had separated them. And I was like, damn. Like once I remembered all that shit, cause I okay, so we used to go to this place called the Ozone, and that's where I had ended up meeting back up with this nigga Timothy Toth, this white boy I used to fuck with. We was in the same house, and that nigga, the only difference between us, nigga, was he fucking with the anime. That's the only difference between us. He fucking with the anime, the whole Yu-Gi-Oh and shit like that. But other than that, nigga, we was two peas in the pod. Nigga, like I knew that nigga. Like we became friends in the second grade. So me and her had a lot of history and shit. And nigga, I got to talking to him and shit. And nigga, he was like, nah, you've never hung out with him. Like, I don't remember that. I was like, yeah, nigga, I don't need it. But he said it. And, like I said, when you ain't been somewhere in 2 years, nigga, you start to lose memory and shit. Especially when you been drinking the whole time. Dog.